do you see a shift in the culture right now, in an openness to Christianity? I mean, you're a veteran in the apologetics field. Is there something different from, let's say, 10, 20 years ago to what you're witnessing now happening, in the culture? Welcome to the Revo Report. We're inspiring faith with reason and reasoning with faith.
I think there's a real dramatic shift, honestly. I think it's whereas probably what you experienced as well, the new atheism and the real animosity towards Christianity, where it was hard to even say that you were a Christian in public. And now we have public intellectual figures like Jordan Peterson and Ian Heriar Lee become, well, Ian is a Christian. Jordan Peterson, he's not a Christian, but his wife and daughter are, but he respects the Bible. He's bringing it forward. Now, granted, he thinks things are Jesus is archetypal and all of that's another issue. But what he's doing is there's this sense of what we call plausibility. If the plausibility of belief is poor, then people will dismiss it out of hand without consideration. If plausibility is positive, which it's becoming, because of figures like Tom Holland, the British historian who wrote Dominion and this amazing book that shows that Christianity informed the really wonderful norms and cultures of the West. Even Richard Dawkins, what was it, last year during Easter time, he called himself a cultural Christian.
Cultural Christian, yeah.
Because Christianity, in his mind, was better than Islam in terms of civilization. Now, what that does is it changes the plausibility. So something that was, for him, religion was poison. Well, that was, Christopher Hitchens, but he dismissed Christianity as dangerous and stupid and ridicule and dismiss at the.
Yes.
But now he's saying, well, maybe I would rather live in a Christian society. So that changes the temperature of the water, as it were. So it's easier to wade in when Douglas Murray and Tom Holland, all these people are saying, yes, Christianity is a good thing. It's something, you need to keep Christianity weird. In the midst of this cancel culture, it's something that Christianity stands out as there's actually grace and forgiveness. There's something different. There's something good. And like we mentioned before, there's such a existential crisis especially among the younger generations, of loss of meaning, the aimlessness, this expressive individualism where you're trying to find your own way, make your own self, create yourself, all of these things that cause anxiety and depression and technology. There's just so much lostness that people are saying, no, wait, this may be the anchor. This may be the source of life that I've been looking for. And I believe that statistically speaking, at least young men in the Gen Z generation, in the US at least, there's a pivotal turn towards conservatism, which also means conservative belief towards God and more traditional. I think you see pendulums swing, and I think that the pendulum of leftism and wokeism and all of that and so much chaos that people are seeking order, seeking meaning, seeking stability, seeking something solid rather than a house built on sand. They're looking for a firm foundation built on the rock. And I do believe this is a time where we as Christians have an opportunity. I'm praying for revival. I'm praying that people are more willing, at least in the United States, people are actually not apologizing for holding those more conservative values anymore. It's been weird. I mean, weird in a good way, that you can talk about God and praising God for
say Merry Christmas.
Right. Yeah. And that you're not going to be canceled. So I think that definitely this is a momentous moment, pivotal moment that we as Christians can be less fearful of embodying faith in a public way, much less privately, because people are searching. They've tried it, and they've tried apart from God, and it hasn't tasted so good. And I think people are willing. Now, some people, obviously there's still pushback, as I'm sure in Canada, there's a real still struggle.